The story of Noah and his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, is foundational to Abrahamic faiths. This tale, deeply rooted in the religious traditions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, has been passed down through generations, shaping the way many view the origins of human diversity. This narrative, found in the book of Genesis, speaks of a post-flood world repopulated by these three lineages. According to the scripture, after the great deluge, Noah's family became the progenitors of the human race, each son giving rise to different peoples and cultures. Traditionally, these figures became associated with specific geographic regions and ethnic groups. Shem, Ham, and Japheth were seen as the ancestors of the Semitic, African, and European peoples, respectively. This association has had a profound impact on how different cultures and races have been perceived throughout history. Shem was linked to the Semitic peoples of the Near East, while Japheth's descendants were thought to have populated Europe. The Semitic lineage includes notable figures such as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who are central to the narratives of the Hebrew Bible. Japheth's descendants, on the other hand, were believed to have spread across the vast expanse of Europe, contributing to the development of various European civilizations. This lineage is often associated with the Indo-European language family, which includes many of the languages spoken in Europe today. Ham, however, was often connected to Africa. His descendants were thought to have established some of the earliest and most influential civilizations on the African continent, including Egypt and Kush. This association of Ham with Africa has, unfortunately, been used to justify racist ideologies and the enslavement of African people. Misinterpretations of the biblical text have led to harmful stereotypes and prejudices that have persisted for centuries. It is crucial to remember that the Bible should not be used to support prejudice or discrimination. The true message of these ancient stories is one of unity and shared humanity, not division and hatred. Instead, we should approach these ancient stories with sensitivity and a commitment to understanding them within their historical and cultural contexts. By doing so, we can appreciate the rich tapestry of human history and the diverse contributions of different peoples and cultures. When we look beyond these later interpretations, we see that the Bible presents Ham as a complex and significant figure. He is not merely a symbol of a particular race or region, but a patriarch whose descendants played a crucial role in the development of human civilization. He is the father of Cush, Mizraim, Phut, and Canaan. Each of these sons went on to establish powerful and influential civilizations that left a lasting legacy on the world. These sons, in turn, become the progenitors of powerful and influential civilizations. For instance, Mizraim is often associated with Egypt, one of the most advanced and enduring civilizations in human history. Kush, for example, is associated with the ancient kingdom of Kush in Nubia, a civilization renowned for its wealth, military prowess, and cultural achievements. The kingdom of Kush played a significant role in the history of Africa and the ancient world, influencing neighboring regions and cultures. The story of Noah's sons should remind us that humanity is beautifully diverse. Each lineage, each culture, and each civilization has contributed to the rich mosaic of human history. It is a story about the interconnectedness of all people. Despite our differences, we share a common ancestry and a shared destiny. This interconnectedness is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the human spirit. We must resist attempts to use this narrative to divide or denigrate any group of people. Instead, let us celebrate our shared heritage and work together to build a more inclusive and understanding world. By embracing the true message of these ancient stories, we can foster a sense of unity and respect for all people, regardless of their background or heritage. Nimrod, a descendant of Ham, was a significant figure in this narrative. He was not merely building a tower, he was overseeing a monumental skyscraper project in his kingdom. At that time, the whole world had converged in his kingdom, instead of following Noah. The judgment of the Tower of Babel led to the tribes returning to their allotted lands. While theologians are correct that land was apportioned to Ham, Shem, and Japheth, Ham's adventurous nature often led him beyond his borders. The Canaanites, descendants of Ham, were far from being primitive. They established advanced civilizations with fortified cities, comparable to medieval European castles. Their influence extended to regions like ancient Turkey, the Mediterranean, and even the Americas. The Phoenicians, known for their ingenuity and maritime prowess, were also descendants of Canaan. Their legacy includes the Minoan civilization in Greece and the Venetians in Italy. Their cultural practices and innovations had a profound impact on the ancient world. By examining the broader historical and cultural contexts, we gain a more comprehensive understanding of these ancient narratives. The interconnectedness of the Middle East, Africa, and Europe reveals a rich and complex tapestry of human history. The ancient kingdom of Ethiopia, with its territories in both the Middle East and Africa, exemplifies this interconnectedness. The Gulf of Aden, or Eden, highlights the deep historical ties between these regions. The Ethiopian eunuch's journey, possibly linked to ancient pilgrimage routes, underscores the significance of Ethiopia in biblical narratives. The ancient trade routes and ports in Egypt and Sudan further illustrate the extensive reach of these civilizations. Modern-day Israel's historical significance extends beyond its current borders. The ancient narratives describe a vast territory, encompassing regions from Syria to Yemen, and highlight Israel's close ties with neighboring civilizations, like Ethiopia. Religious tolerance and understanding are crucial in addressing the complexities of these ancient stories. By embracing a multidimensional view of the Bible, we can foster a more inclusive and respectful dialogue among different faiths and cultures. The Kingdom of Israel, at its peak during the reigns of King David and Solomon, covered a vast and diverse territory. Understanding this historical context helps us appreciate the rich legacy of these ancient civilizations. Professor Kamal Salabi's theories on the biblical significance of the Hijaz region offer valuable insights into the historical and cultural connections between the Middle East and Africa. By exploring these perspectives, we gain a deeper understanding of the ancient world and its enduring legacy. While Nimrod was a worldly leader, Noah and Abraham were spiritual leaders. According to the extra-canonical book of Jasher, Shem stayed with Noah, and Abraham was taught by both Noah and Shem. This contrast highlights Nimrod's monumental achievements in the worldly realm, while Noah and Abraham carried the mantle of spirituality. Noah passed the mantle of spirituality to Shem and Abraham, while the rest of the world followed Nimrod. This distinction is crucial in understanding the spiritual legacy of Noah and Abraham, as opposed to the worldly achievements of Nimrod. The Chinese are descendants of these original Sinites, and most call themselves Han, from Ham, one of Noah's 3 sons. China in ancient times was called the land of the Sinites. This name is still used, and the Bible even calls this distant land the land of Sinim, Isaiah 49:12. Not all people in China are Sinites, though. There are several people groups that made it to China. One group, the Mayo people, have their ancestry through Noah's son Japheth and his son Gomer. But let's remember that all people in the world are descendants of Adam, which is why all people are sinners in need of salvation through Christ. Abraham's journey from Ur to Canaan marks a pivotal moment in biblical history. This journey, often referred to as the Abrahamic migration, is not just a physical movement, but a profound spiritual and cultural shift that would lay the foundation for 3 of the world's major religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Called by God to leave his homeland, Abraham's departure from Ur was a leap of faith. He left behind the familiar comforts of his home, his extended family, and the bustling city life of Ur, which was one of the most advanced cities of its time. This act of obedience and trust in God's promise set a precedent for future generations. Abraham's travels trace the emergence of the Israelites as a distinct people. His journey through the harsh and unforgiving landscapes of the Middle Eastern desert was not just a test of endurance, but also a journey of self-discovery and divine revelation. Each step he took was a step towards fulfilling a divine promise that his descendants would become a great nation. Along the way, Abraham encounters various cultures and kingdoms, each with its own customs, languages, and beliefs. These interactions were crucial in shaping the identity of the early Israelites. They learned to navigate a world that was diverse and often hostile, forging alliances and sometimes facing conflicts, demonstrating the interconnected nature of the ancient Near East. The trade routes that crisscrossed the region were not just conduits for goods, but also for ideas, technologies, and cultural practices. Abraham's journey along these routes highlights the dynamic and interconnected world of the ancient Near East. The Tower of Babel narrative, following soon after the flood account, speaks to the human desire for unity and the challenges of diversity. The story of Babel is a powerful reminder of the limits of human ambition and the divine intervention that scatters people across the earth, giving rise to a multitude of languages and cultures. The scattering of people and the confusion of languages can be seen as a metaphor for the emergence of distinct cultures and identities. This event marks the beginning of a world where diversity is the norm, and each community develops its own unique way of life, contributing to the rich tapestry of human civilization. This dispersal, while presenting challenges, also led to the flourishing of diverse civilizations across the globe. From the Mesopotamians to the Egyptians, the Greeks to the Romans, each civilization built upon the knowledge and traditions of those that came before, creating a complex web of cultural and historical connections. Abraham's descendants, through Isaac and Jacob, would eventually give rise to the 12 tribes of Israel. These tribes, each with its own unique identity and role, would play a crucial part in the unfolding story of the Israelites. Their journey from nomadic tribes to a settled nation is a testament to their resilience and faith. These tribes, after a period of Egyptian captivity, would return to Canaan, the land promised to their forefathers. The exodus from Egypt and the subsequent conquest of Canaan are central themes in the biblical narrative, symbolizing liberation, divine intervention, and the fulfillment of God's promises. This land, known as the Levant in secular history, became the cradle of Judaism and played a central role in the development of Christianity and Islam. The Levant's strategic location at the crossroads of Africa, Asia, and Europe made it a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and religions. The story of Abraham's journey and the subsequent scattering of his descendants highlight the complex interplay of migration, identity, and faith in shaping human history. It is a story of movement and settlement, of promises made and kept, and of a people forging their identity in a constantly changing world. It reminds us that the boundaries between people and cultures are often fluid and porous. The ancient world was a place of constant movement and exchange, where ideas, goods, and people flowed across borders, creating a rich and diverse cultural landscape. This fluidity is a reminder of our shared humanity and the interconnectedness of our histories. Ham's descendants, far from being confined to a single region, left their mark across vast areas of the ancient world. Their influence and presence can be traced through the remnants of ancient ruins, artifacts, and historical records that span multiple continents. The Bible describes Ham's sons as the progenitors of nations that spread throughout Africa, the Middle East, and even parts of southern Europe. This widespread dispersion highlights the significant role they played in shaping the early civilizations of these regions. This wide dispersion speaks to the adventurous spirit and entrepreneurial drive of these early explorers and settlers. They were not just passive inhabitants, but active participants in the creation and expansion of new communities and trade networks. The Egyptians, descended from Ham's son Misraim, created one of the most enduring and influential civilizations in human history. Their contributions to architecture, governance, and culture have left an indelible mark on the world. Their architectural marvels, sophisticated systems of writing and mathematics, and intricate religious beliefs continue to captivate and inspire us today. The hieroglyphs, for instance, are not just a form of writing, but a window into the thoughts, beliefs, and daily life of ancient Egyptians. The legacy of ancient Egypt is a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of Ham's lineage. Their advancements in various fields laid the groundwork for future civilizations. Further south, the kingdom of Kush, linked to Ham's son Cush, flourished for centuries. This kingdom was a beacon of power and culture in the region. Known for its powerful queens, skilled warriors, and lucrative trade routes, Kush exerted considerable influence in the region. The trade routes facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and culture, enriching the kingdom and its neighbors. The Kushite pyramids, distinct in style from their Egyptian counterparts, stand as a testament to the architectural prowess and artistic sensibilities of this remarkable civilization. These pyramids, though less famous than those in Egypt, are equally significant in showcasing the ingenuity and cultural richness of the Kushite people. The descendants of Ham were not confined to a single narrative or region. Their stories are as diverse as the lands they inhabited, each contributing uniquely to the tapestry of human history. Today, the legacy of these ancient pioneers and builders lives on in the cultures and traditions of their modern descendants. Their influence can still be seen in the art, architecture, and societal structures that have endured through the ages. From the ancient ruins that tell tales of past glories to the vibrant cultures that continue to thrive, The story of Ham's descendants is a testament to human resilience, creativity, and the enduring spirit of exploration and innovation. The Canaanites, descendants of Ham's son Canaan, occupied a strategically vital and culturally fertile region in the Levant. This land, bordering the Mediterranean Sea and crisscrossed by important trade routes, became a melting pot of cultures and ideas. The Canaanites, renowned for their maritime skills, vibrant cities, and innovative craftsmanship, played a pivotal role in shaping the ancient Near East. Their alphabet, which influenced the development of the Greek and later Roman alphabets, revolutionized communication and knowledge transmission. Canaanite deities such as Baal and Astarte were widely worshipped, and their myths and rituals found their way into neighboring cultures, demonstrating the fluidity of religious beliefs in the ancient world. The Canaanites were also skilled agriculturalists, developing advanced irrigation techniques and cultivating crops such as grapes, olives, and wheat that became staples in the Mediterranean diet. Their cities such as Ugarit, Byblos, and Tyre were centers of commerce, art, and learning, attracting merchants and scholars from across the known world. Let's expand our understanding further. The city of Sana'a in Yemen has intriguing origins worth exploring. The Swahili culture, a blend of Arabic and African influences, tells time similarly to ancient Israel. Political convenience often shapes historical narratives, as seen when God led Israel away from Egypt, likely crossing the Red Sea near modern-day Sudan. Traditionally, many theologians and scholars believe that the Israelites crossed the Sinai Peninsula during the Exodus. This route is thought to have taken them through the northern part of the Red Sea, leading them into the Sinai Desert. However, my hypothesis suggests a different path. The Bible mentions that God wanted to avoid the Israelites encountering the Philistines, which implies they took a longer route, likely crossing the Red Sea near modern-day Sudan. Ancient trade routes through ports like El Qusair and Port Sudan were crucial for Red Sea trade. These routes suggest possible exits the Israelites used to enter Saudi Arabia from Egypt. This would mean Israel's presence extended to Saudi Arabia and beyond, encompassing a vast coastline from Syria to Yemen. This hypothesis supports the idea that modern-day Israel and the Levant were part of the Northern Kingdom, but they had a much larger Red Sea territory than the current Gulf of Aqaba. Israel's proximity to Egypt and Ethiopia explains Ethiopia's frequent biblical mentions. The Ethiopian eunuch's journey, possibly akin to a pilgrimage, highlights these connections. Understanding these historical contexts helps us grasp potential future conflicts, such as the Battle of Armageddon. The geopolitical ramifications of this hypothesis are significant. If the Israelites landed in Saudi Arabia after crossing the Red Sea, it places Judaism, Christianity, and Islam at odds as they share overlapping holy lands. This convergence of sacred territories could lead to heightened tensions and conflicts, emphasizing the importance of religious tolerance. Religious tolerance is crucial, as only one faith can be right, but coexistence is essential. The vast territory described in the Bible, from Joshua to King David and Solomon, suggests a much larger Israel than the current 21,000 square kilometers. Professor Kamal Salabi's theories, though slightly different, also emphasize the biblical significance of the Hijaz region. I even go as far as pointing the difference between the traditional narrative, where the Israelites crossed while fleeing Egypt, and where they possibly landed, and why I believe it is more south than the traditional belief that the Sinai Peninsula